Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Central. If you're new here, my name is Shayla, and today we're reviewing Michter's Single Barrel Rye. So I've got some history for you today, but if you want to skip around to other parts of the video, there's timestamps in the description box below. If you enjoy whiskey reviews, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new videos. Michter's was founded by John Schenk, a Swiss Mennonite farmer in Pennsylvania in 1753. He made the whiskey from rye grain, which was a common crop in Pennsylvania. In the mid-1800s, Abraham Baumberger purchased the distillery and it became known as Baumberger's. The distillery closed due to Prohibition and it reopened after repeal. It exchanged hands many times, but in the 1950s, Lou Foreman renamed this to Michter's after his two sons, Michael and Peter. In the 1980s, they declared bankruptcy, but in the 1990s, Joseph Malioco, a Harvard grad, and Dick Newman, the former CEO of Austin Nichols, aka Wild Turkey, joined forces and filed for the use of the abandoned Michter's trademark, and they opened Michter's in Kentucky. Alright, so let's get into the details of this whiskey. This bottle will run you about $44. It's owned by Joseph Malioco, and it's located in Louisville, Kentucky. It's at least 4 years old, it's 42.4% ABV, and it's an undisclosed mash bill. It's at least 51% rye, with the other majority being corn, and there's a little bit of malted barley in the mash. It's aged in new charred oak barrels, it's non-colored, and it is, sadly, chill filtered. But I'm going to pour a dram of this, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, it's actually a new day, new shirt, but I've let this open up for about 10 minutes, so let's go in for a nose. So, first thing I get is this super sweet sugar, it's like straight up liquefied sugar. Then you get that caramel, a little bit of kind of a sweet orange in there too. And then you get that drying rye spice. Pretty powerful, honestly. It's kind of like, I don't know, hot tamales or cinnamon bears maybe. And then I get that clove and baking spice, kind of cinnamon clove direction. And then when I let this sit overnight for like 12 hours, it gets more licoricey. Right now it's not super licoricey, but there's a little bit in there. Alright, let's go on the palate. Cheers, guys. So, it's kind of drying. There's a little bit of caramel sweetness, but you get a nice kind of oak and rye spice, along with kind of that cinnamon and clove. Let's go for another sip. Cheers. So I'd say it's a pretty short finish. It's got actually a pretty decent body, decent texture, considering how low proof this is. It's also pretty well balanced, I would say. You've got a nice kind of caramel sweetness, that rye spice, a little bit of oak spice, baking spices, lots of spice. But yeah, it's just a nice kind of balanced dram. So I'm going to finish it up and I'll be right back with my recommendation. This is a nice rye. It's super easy drinking. It's simple, but it's delicious. I think this would be good for beginners. It's a good starter rye, low proof, and it's got a nice rye spice, but it doesn't have that proof of something like Wild Turkey Rare Breed that might turn kind of a beginner off. Again, I think this is another good whiskey for kind of the cooler time of year, around fall time, and this would be great in some warm winter cocktails. If you like this and want to try another thing from Michter's and just want to ball super hard, you could go for a Michter's Rye Barrel Strength. But if you want to stay around the same budget and the same proof, you could go for a Russell's Reserve 6-year rye or a Woodford Reserve rye. And if you can find it locally, Wild Turkey 101 rye would be another great option. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Whiskey Central. Next week, I'll be reviewing Bunnahabhain 12 year, so if you don't want to miss out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave it a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Dang it. I have a shorter history today, so I feel like I'm not going to have as many bloopers. They declared bankruptcy in the 1990s. Dang it, 1980s, son of a loco. Damn it. Oh my god. It's located in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's located in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh my god, I was about to say Bardstown, Kentucky. It's Louisville. Fucking. Okay. 42 years old. Other majority probably being corn. Son of a bitch. So yeah, I filmed the drinking portion of this today instead of a couple days ago when I filmed the rest of this, because I had a a live stream that I had to go on, and I didn't want to get Shay Lammard pre-game, so, because it was somebody else's stream. So I actually, for this one and for Bunnahabhain, I'll be filming those today, so I'll be wearing a different shirt. So it's fine. Yeah, this is a good one, though. I mean, it's 85 proof, or almost 85 proof, 84.8 proof, and I think it's a really good starter. I think it's even if you're super into whiskey, it's just kind of a nice, easy one to have. Like, you don't want the super high proof wild turkey. You want just kind of a chill dram for the night, but you still want some rye spice. I think this is a good kind of combo of those things. I think this would be great in some rye cocktails if you're kind of trying to introduce somebody. Give them a low proof rye cocktail. This might be kind of the way to go. On the nose, it's got this super sugary sweet caramel thing, and it's pretty well balanced. I really enjoy it. I mean, the finish is super short on it. I mean, it's gone in a flash, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be like this super crazy long finish. I think this is only around $40, something like that. So, for $40, not bad, for sure.